Guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're over on the YouTube account and we are looking at the Cursed Realm. Even on Easter, guys, happy Easter to you. The Cursed Realm and the comps and the timers for these games do not stop, guys, through anything. So looking at the hellscape, we have less than a day of the Cursed Realm. You can see we were at 38 yesterday. We're actually at 38%. Used the Cursed Friends guide, went through, remapped some of my heroes, built them out, even took a trial version of our new hero Crescio from the Maulers. Absolutely amazing that he's doing in the Cursed Realm as well as the Nightmare Corridor. He is doing a lot of damage in here, guys, and I believe 29 was my best attempt. So looking here, guys, we have Baden, almost 9 billion damage in here, definitely doing some high damage. Big thing with this one, guys, is I need higher level pets. This is the best in slot. Even looking here, our trees at 166. Pets are going to make a huge difference when it comes to the stats for all of these heroes. Now looking here, Belinda, a little bit light on here. We need Tamaris. Now Tamaris, if she has the 9 of 9 furniture and plus the build that she possesses with, I believe, the plus 30 signature item, he will, and it is a he, I think I might have just said she, but he will actually boost another 20% to your entire team, really amplifying the damage that Belinda is doing in there. This one, I'm not exactly sure. I'm going to have to play with this one a little bit, and why Taylene is not really doing a lot of damage in here. We have her built out well past the plus 60 engraving. Even only need 3 more copies, and I believe she's at 5 stars at that point to really amplify the damage that we have in here. Number 4, we have Raku. This, again, is a team that I've kind of played around with. This was my best attempt. We used a couple different variations, and looking over on the guide, there are a few different variations. And then, of course, we had right here, using the original version of Baden with Scarlet. I found this one to do pretty well, but again, this is nowhere near the damage that we need to be seeing within this formation. And then the final one, look at that, 2.6 billion damage from Crescio, actually just crushing the damage in here, which is good, bringing us to, again, that 18% right there. Looking at the leaderboard, we're just going to run through this really quick. Looking at Rosabella, again, having those heroes. This is the pets, guys, right here, because the tree overall is not too much higher. 185 you can see across the board. But looking at the pet, pulling almost 2 billion damage, not only having Baden built up a lot higher, but the pets do make a very big difference. Even here, guys, 12 billion compared to mine, who's doing less than half of this. Big difference in there. 7 billion in here, again. Looks like they did not use Honest on this one. They actually put Rowan in this one. Might have to try it out. Savage Souffle, pulling it through there. 7 billion damage. Raku, and again, this runs Matria. I don't have Matria built. That's the reason I didn't put this comp in there. Orin, again, I don't have built. Just got through the 9 of 9 furniture. And then we have this kind of really heavy whale build. You can see we have Halos in here, we have Vatheo, we have a lot of really solid heroes in there. And then, of course, the last one is hidden. A lot of players do hide that final formation in there, but let's go ahead and we will check out this guide. All right, guys, so here we are looking at the Dune Destroyer. We're going to run through this guide really quick. I'm going to put a link down below to this guide so you make sure that you do have access to it. Look at your comps, see what you can build. I cannot stress that enough when you're going through here. You actually build out the best in slot teams that you can, based on the pet, but based on the hero, and you kind of pick and choose depending who you have built. Really big when it comes to free-to-play players. When you don't have a lot of the awakened heroes, you can see there are a lot of alt formations in here that do not require those awakened heroes in a lot of different teams. Now this one, of course, we had the best in slot team with the pet. Pet needs to be a lot higher. Even Mortis taking a little bit more damage can really amplify it. You can see the purple notes right in here. But running Hodgkin in here, very strong. And they also do it by positions where if you don't have the hero, you can actually swap. So for instance, if you don't have Mortis, you can put Palmer in there. But you have to be careful with this because when you start swapping heroes, chances are Palmer is going to be the best in slot in another team, which is the reason why you do really have to look at this and see what you can build for Team 1. Team 2, there we go. We have the awakened version of Belinda. Works at Mythic. Even you can see right there a little bit lower. Even here at Legendary, Belinda will still work fundamentally. And you can also see, guys, Palmer is showing up in a lot of these formations because of the damage amplification aspect that they bring. And even here, it kind of runs through Buff Linda. It also runs through Tamaris. So he can really have a place in here. Again, building him up, going to make a big difference with that 9 of 9 furniture. Lorzen in here as well. But getting into team 3, you can see, guys, team 2 has a lot of variations, a lot of different alt comps, a lot to really go through here. Looking at team 3 again, this was my best in slot. So ultimately, if you don't have Mortis, or if you don't have Tailene and you don't have Orthos really built out, with Tailene being the strongest, a lot of these alts do not contain Tailene, which ultimately is really the way that you're going to have to play this, is if you don't have the ability. Even looking at Anasa, we have Hodgkin, which of course was team 1. We have Rowan that you can swap in that slot, which we've seen with the whale comps in there. And then also looking here, you have Vespero. Has to be huge, has to be a really, really big Vespero. Other than that, the Owl will be your best in slot here. So I'm going to have to try this with popping Rowan into this formation, see exactly where we come up. So round 4, again, looking here, if you don't have Moriel, you'll be putting Joan in there. If you don't have Vathil, you'll be putting in Mishka. And then, of course, there are a few variations. But looking at Saurus, looking at Joan, looking at Mishka, looking at Raku, even Leonardo, guys, all of these heroes are big priority build heroes within AFK Arena to round out team number 4. Looking at 5, this is another one, guys. Scarlet amplifying the damage in here. Now, Rain is in the team with Belinda, which is the reason why I didn't run her in here. But using another hero that kind of acts as a buffer. And then you can see, even if you don't have Estrilda, there are a lot of variations in here, guys. And if you don't have Baden, Belinda can be a sub because she has the Blessing ability. The Blessing ability will actually drop on Scarlet if Scarlet is the strongest, providing them a really, really big buff in there. Then, of course, the Rock Lizard with the survivability that we see in this formation. And then the final one, guys, the boss notes. Looking in here, again, best in slot is Damon. The whale comps are down here as well. You can see a pretty deep variation in there, as well as having a Bebella. If you don't have her built out, you have to go in with some other ones. But right here, guys, Crescio is doing a lot of damage in here. And also, Halos will buff him up because of the damage factor that they put. We also do have Warwick in here for that mitigation factor, and Damon in here as a hero that takes a lot of damage, but also does a considerable amount of damage. And then Grez with the minions, so they can actually absorb some of the damage as well as going out and doing damage. If Halos is E60 or higher, yeet the boots. Yeet the boots. He doesn't have feet anyways. So take off the boots. If he's less than E60, leave the footwear on. So you're really getting into the very, very minute details. And right here, Crescio, this is what I did with Crescio. Goddess Trial Pop It. It's made of a separate comp because it is the best synergy that we have found. So again, if you do not have him built, you can pop the trial version in there. And also looking down here, we have Drez, we have Anasta. But again, a lot of these heroes do kind of cross amongst different comps, and seeing in there, Salakai seems to work best with Warwick and Anasta. High sus tree. Now Salakai I have fully built as well. Don't have the engraving, but works well. Even a star in here, a Star King substitute, definitely for Damon in most comps. Even for Halos in a pinch, I would only sub in Damon for that. But again, a very, very strong in there. Go through the notes, pay attention to what you have in here. Pay attention to the teams that you can build with the heroes that you do have provided, guys. Makes a really big difference when you want to score a little bit better within the Cursed Realm. This is a big, big game mode, guys. When it comes to loot in this game mode, it is huge to go ahead and push this, spend a couple diamonds, score a little bit better. Again, we went from, I think, 28 down to 18 just with some adjustments from the guys. Big shout out to Tartaros for putting out these guides in Cursed Realm. So guys, that'll do it for today's video. Again, happy Easter to you guys. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.